Those are some smells.
Ever had a project that's stuck, stalled, or over your head?
Sometimes it just takes an extra set of eyes or an extra set of hands.
Enter the Wrenchmen.
Follow along as we travel the country getting classic cars back on the road.
I'm Jocelyn Davis.
And I'm David Davis.
And we have a 1970 British Racing Green right-hand drive MGB, which we both really love. Even when we didn't go to car shows, we'd drive it around, go and see friends. And then all of a sudden, Dave would go around the corner and it would start to splutter a lot. And then just one day, it spluttered and kind of cut out. Tried to start it the next morning and it just really wouldn't hold.
I worked on it for a while and I worked on it and got frustrated. I've changed the pump, I've changed the gas lines, put a fireball electric ignition on it, and everything just wasn't adding up.
We actually have got a car show this coming Saturday, and obviously put the details for the MGB, and keeping the fingers crossed we're going to take it Saturday.
Yeah, and it's going to be a joy, but
yeah.
I'll be smiling from ear to ear.
Hello. Hey, how are you? I'm David.
Okay.
I'm Matt.
Matt.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So we got under the cover here.
Oh, we got a 1970 MGB right-hand drive chrome bumper.
All right, well, let's see it. Well, you got an awful nice car here, David. So what's stopping you from driving?
Well, I'm having a few problems with the carburetor, I'm having a few problems with the brakes, a little bit of problem with the electrics, and that's what's basically keeping me.
Luckily, Matt knows a little bit about carburetors.
I do. And electrical.
And electrical,
Yeah.
and we can tackle the brakes and see if we can get you back out there.
Well, I appreciate it. We can get back to the car shows again.
There you go.
All right.
My first task here is going to be in this right front corner. It appears that the upper shock is leaking, or the shock is leaking. We're going to check these wheel bearings for how good the bearings are themselves, and obviously repack them. And then secondly, we need to get to the spring anyway, so popping the shock off is mandatory. Get the caliper out of the way.
So these carbs, you need to rebuild them from time to time for sure. There's actually a lot of moving parts, even though it kind of doesn't seem like it. This is your tapered needle, which I can feel is corroded, which is going to impede fuel flow. This was actually stuck when I first got here. Just how it happens, A big sign is if it hasn't driven for a long time and it's full of gas, it's going to stink. And I know you can't smell this one, but it in no way resembles gasoline. It smells like David on a fresh summer's night.
Based on how bad that fuel smells over there,
Yeah.
I think I'd pump that tank completely dry.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It's nasty.
It's pretty green smelling.
Yeah. Well, today wasn't a bad day.
No, not at all.
Both carbs are rebuilt completely.
Cool.
The fuel pump tested, works, but the gas is real bad, so we'll pump
Okay.
out as much as we can and get fresh gas in it.
Excellent. Well, I got this front end stripped apart. I learned a small lesson with how they do spindles in Britain, so we got that figured out
Yeah?
and apart. That side's springs are in, both sides, shocks are in both sides. That side's greased, reassembled. this side will be greased and reassembled tomorrow.
Excellent. And I'll get these squared up and put back on tomorrow morning, and then we'll start tackling the spark issue.
All right, and I'll get off to the rear.
Perfect.
I would say going to car shows, the MGB has won at least 20 and 30 trophies or plaques.
This bearing race is shot with that great big groove. It should be smooth and nice all the way around, and the surface on this one is hosed. You can see it. The witness is all the metal flakes as I'm wiping off the bearing, trying to clean it up. You're getting all these metal shavings.
I don't know about you, David, but I got these carbs mounted up, linked. I got to cut me some fuel hose, and I'm about ready to put gas in the tank.
Sounds like you still got work to do. Front suspension's done.
How's the rear looking?
We got to get after that.
Oh, right. Well, while you're doing that, I'll put fuel in it, and I'll check out the electronics before we try to fire it.
When we raise up that back end for the springs, it'll be easier for you to put fuel in.
It should be, yeah. Again, you're in my way.
So we got everything wrapped up on our list of things to repair. We did find that we had some spark issues, so we went through and cleaned up a couple items on the ignition side. Fresh set of points, pulled the electronics out of it. Good fresh carburetors, fresh ignition. We should fire up and be able to drive.
Then we can start tuning the carbs and
Yep, set the time.
Get it humming. Well, it seems to be pretty tuned up sitting here in the garage. I'm
It
happy
doesn't
with
sound
it.
bad.
Yeah.
Got a little exhaust leak in it, but we're not going to worry about that right now.
Get it on the road, get that hair blowing. For the
I think that's the next step, is to get it out on the road and see if it runs just as well when it's driving as it does sitting here in the garage.
Let's get these off and let's do it.
All right. Well, Dave, it seems to sound pretty good.
Yes, it definitely does. It sounds a lot stronger, it moves a lot quicker, and it's straight.
Excellent.
Excellent. Good deal.
It looks good. I can't believe it's like nearly 50 years old.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
Well, it's ready for your next show.
Right.
Can't
Yes.
wait. Really registered for it.
Right. Ready to roll.
I think today you need to take it for a spin.
There we go. Definitely need to take it for a spin
Come
around
on
the
over
block.
here, Jocelyn.
All right, David, you know what? That little MGB, she's looking nice and level, ready for the shows, huh?
And drives nice and smooth.
It does.
You did a fantastic job on the carburetors.
Thank you, sir. The suspension's not bad.
And Dave and Jocelyn are going to love getting home.
They seem very excited to have their baby back on the road.
Yes, for sure. Hey,
Great job.
nice job.
On to the next.
Yes.
All right.